Good morning, second grade families. Here is our news for the week of September 30th through October 4th. Here are our reminders. Our virtual learning rock star for this week is Olivia. We are so proud of Olivia. She's been working hard. She turns her work in. She comes to class on time. She's an active participant, and she's doing all the things that make her shine bright and stand out. Congratulations, Olivia. Keep it up. Parents, please remember that app work time. Students are required to complete app work each day. So that includes 10 minutes of Amira, 15 minutes of independent reading, and 10 minutes of Dreambox. App work is designed to build crucial skills that are going to benefit your child in the long run. So this will help your child master essential skills that they're going to need for the future. This is not optional. App work must be complete each day. Please check Backpack Weekly. I typically update grades over the weekend, so please make sure you check your child's most recent grades on Monday evenings. Attendance. Please review your students' attendance record. As we approach the 9th week of school, several students have already accumulated over 6 unexcused absences. And it's still September, almost October. So please make sure you're checking your students' attendance. Since we're learning virtually, it is your responsibility, parents, to ensure that your student is attending all classes on time and that they stay engaged throughout the lessons. Quiet learning environment. Students must have a quiet learning environment. Please get your child noise-canceling headphones if they are not able to be in a quiet room alone. We are learning virtually, and it is impossible for your student to be a successful student if they are not in a quiet learning environment. If they're surrounded by distractions and noise while I'm teaching, they are not going to be able to learn. Mandatory in-person testing. Several emails have went out about this. Please remember that students have mandatory in-person testing October 8th through 11th. Please check your email as several notices were sent out in regards to this. There will be no live virtual morning classes. Students will be marked absent if they do not attend their brick and mortar schools during testing. We will have afternoon classes together starting at 12:15. Helping my child after school. Parents, when you're helping your student with their work after hours and you're confused or they're confused on an assignment or an activity, please know that you should always check the recorded lessons. The date of the assignment will match the date of the recorded lesson. So if you're still confused after you've watched the recorded lesson with your student, you can always send me an email or a remind message and I'll respond the next school day. But the first thing that I would do is check the recorded lesson and watch it with your student. That way, they're getting a refresher on what they possibly missed. They're listening to the lesson twice. You're able to discuss it with them. That way, their understanding will show. Here are some questions to ask your student this weekend. We had lots of learning that took place this week. Please take time this weekend to ask your kiddo a few recap questions. If they're not aware of the answer, please encourage them to focus more in class. Students should know the answers to the next few questions. For reading, when I am reading something and I do not know the meaning of the word, I need to look for clues to figure out what the word means. The clues are called, and parents, the answer is right here. The clues are called context clues. So hopefully your student's able to tell you that. In math, when I'm subtracting, if there's more on top, there's no need to stop. When there's more on the floor, I need to go next door and borrow from Mr. 10. In science, Parents, please set a timer for 30 seconds and ask your kiddo to do a quick drawing of each of the following landforms. So we want them to be able to draw a glacier in 30 seconds, and then we want them to draw a mountain in 30 seconds, a hill, a valley, and a volcano. In social studies, here's another question you can ask, 2 questions. What is weather? Weather is the state of outside or how it is outside. Your child should also be able to tell you that by looking outside, they can tell the weather. Okay, another question to ask is, what is climate? Climate is the average measurement of temperature, wind, humidity, snow, and rain in a place over the course of many years. With grammar. Okay, I would like your child to look at this slide and answer the 2 questions that are here, okay? Or you can actually read this to them since the answer is on the slide. So here's the first sentence. They're going to use their context clues and listening skills to figure out what the word means, okay? So the old dusty book was filled with ancient stories about brave knights and magical creatures. So if I don't know what the word ancient is, something in this sentence should have been able to help me figure out what that word means. Again, the sentence is, the old dusty book was filled with ancient stories about brave knights and magical creatures. What would ancient mean? Hopefully your student was able to say very old or from a long time ago. And the second sentence is, the scientists used a microscope to look at the tiny insects and see their amazing details. What does microscope mean? The scientists used a microscope to look at the tiny insects and see their amazing details. What does microscope mean? Hopefully your student was able to tell you. It's a tool that makes small things look bigger. And our last question for the week. In writing, we have to support our opinion with facts. And what opinion do you have about something that you can support it with a fact? So ask your student that. And their answer is going to vary depending on what their opinion is. Please encourage your student to start thinking about an opinion that they have, because they will be writing and researching about it next week. What is their opinion? Remember, we have to back it up with facts. As a reminder, the Student Weekly Recap has gone out, so please make sure you take a look at that. We need to make sure our students are following directions, classroom expectations, doing exactly what they should be doing so they can grow as a second grader. So please make sure you check that and go over it with your student. Please make sure you go over this with your student. All right. Last reminder, please check this week's student newsletter. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.